Hello everyone, today I'm going to show you guys the study I have done for myself with Model Y, trying to find with a different setting in the overheat protection, how much miles battery drain it does, and different settings and how much it affects it. Basically, I have three different modes with no AC on and with overheat protection on but no AC, and then overheat protection on and with AC. And the variation is one is that have all the windows closed by default. Another one is have just crack open one windows in 1 inch distance. The other one mode is the Tesla default van mode where all four windows are down for 1 inch and see how much they affect the Tesla battery drain. My car is a 2022 Fremont build Tesla Model Y long range. It has 19-inch wheels and 330 miles EPA. The changes I have done for my car is that I have the two front windows tinted 15% ceramic, and I have my windshield covered in the shade every day. And I live in Albuquerque, New Mexico. In this study, I try to find the days that are relatively hot, around 84 to 88 degree temperatures, each around that range. Again, doing my best, keeping the temperature relatively similar, but cannot be guaranteed. And I also record down the morning time and afternoon times and the total idle times in between. Again, I cannot keep it consistent, but I'm trying to just record all the times so people can judge for themselves. I record down the morning temperature the car sees and the afternoon temperature the car sees. And then the in-car temperature reading the car was reading by the time returning from a hot day. I also record down the car batteries. That's when I left in the morning and when I come back in the afternoon and the difference in miles. And then also done that for the car battery percentages, from morning percentage to afternoon percentage and differences. So let me go over the data here. So mostly, as we can see here, when the vent mode when the overheat protection mode is turned off, I pretty much find the result to be very similar in the sense that the difference in miles is pretty much non-existent. By the way, the difference in miles has, in terms of inaccuracy, that's a plus minus 2 miles, I would say, just because we don't get one more decimal behind the miles reading. So this is as accurate as we can get. So the difference between 1 mile and 0 miles probably can be discarded as almost no difference here. So when with no AC mode in a summer day, what I find is pretty much the in-car temperature is pretty hot, close to 140 degrees. And that's no significant difference between all windows closed or windows in vent mode, which I'm kind of surprising. I would expect the vent mode to see significantly less temperatures, but it's just a few degrees off, but still way too hot, so it's not doing much. And there's no real battery drain loss in this sense, as expected. So therefore, we come to this green section where this is overheat protection turned on but no AC. One thing we noticed that I have tried difference here with one with Sentry mode on and the other with Sentry mode off in similar conditions. And in today, it's actually much hotter day in here, and the battery drain is actually a lot less from 2 miles to 0 miles on the 2 different days I tried, versus with Sentry mode on, but all other conditions stays the same, and it's 7 mile difference. So Sentry mode actually drains quite a bit battery. So in that sense, if you are willing to turn off the Sentry mode, that actually saves you more energy than turning on the overheat protection on but no AC. And it happens to me in my case where I feel comfortable at my work environment, I can turn off my Sentry mode. I feel comfortable with that. So I can save myself roughly 5 miles of range every day without Sentry modes. But you also notice that I see no significant difference between when it's turned on but no AC, whether I leave the windows open, but one window's open or all four windows open, no real difference. In-car temperature roughly still ranges between 110 to 114 degrees. No significant difference. Slightly lower when all the windows are vented, but not very much significant. And battery drain, assuming no Sentry mode, it's roughly, I would say, 2 miles difference between, again, with a plus minus 2 miles error. I call this pretty much the same. So basically, with overheat protection, turned on but no AC, battery drain is very limited, only 2 miles throughout the day. Therefore, we come to the third option. With all the AC turned on, the battery drain roughly it's a 10 to 14 miles difference. So I would call average of 12 miles drained throughout roughly 7 hours, 8 hours each difference. Also, no significant difference between with no windows down or with windows down. The battery drains about the same throughout the day, and in-car temperature about the same throughout the day. And we noticed that also in-car temperature is very hot, close to 140 with nothing turned on. With AC on, it's about 112, and with AC turned on completely, it's about 100 or 90 something degrees. So this is like, so no AC, it's roughly 10 Fahrenheit higher, but we drain 2 miles per day to average of 12 miles per day. I have a really short commute, about only 10 miles back and forth total. So in that sense, if I leave the AC turned on, I will have overheat protection drain more miles out of the car than my daily commute. So it's really, in my sense, if I could save the energy, that'd be great. Overall takeaway of my key point was that Sentry mode drains about 5 miles per 7 days outside, 7 hours outside. So if you can save the 5 miles per day by turning off Sentry mode, that's significant savings there. Also notice that there's no significant difference between windows all closed versus windows one of them open, or all 4 windows down a little bit at vent mode. No significant difference between them. So I would say by default, all windows closed is probably the best option. At least you can avoid the rainy days coming in. When there's no overheat protection at all, the in-car temperature is pretty hot, that I don't think it's worth it. I would say this is not our best option. I do think from this study, the best option is overheat protection on, but no AC. It drains roughly only 2 miles per day the car is out. And with AC on, it drains 10 to 14 miles, and it can be as much as my commute. So I will leave this Excel files in the notes in the video, so you guys can take a look at it myself. Again, this very unscientific study I've done for myself, trying to answer the question, what is the best mode to leave my car in terms of get the best efficiency and keep my car decently cooled. So hopefully you guys find this video useful. Thanks.